We want to talk about a show coming to Rochester December 29th. You've probably heard of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're coming back on December 29th for the holiday season concert.
A really unique show.
Yeah.
They have fans everywhere. They
You've been?
combine. I haven't. My parents have gone, and they loved it, and they were so excited about them coming back. As you know, Trans-Siberian Orchestra combines holiday music, classical, and a little heavy metal.
Sometimes a lot heavy metal. Yeah,
synthesized
it's a rockin' show.
Everyone loves it.
So
yeah.
let's talk via satellite this morning with
Paul
the
O'Neill,
group's creator, Paul O'Neill. Paul, thanks for joining us this morning.
Our pleasure, Evan, and tell Norma, please tell your parents their taste in music is exceeded only by their taste in daughters.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul. Well, that will garner you a good question. First and foremost, you started off in 1996. How did you get the idea to combine what some people see as very traditional, almost sacred music, and then add this rockin' kind of heavy metal sound to it?
Well, basically, Atlantic Records approached us in the mid-90s and said, why don't you start your own band instead of producing and writing for outside bands. So I said we'd love to do it, but if we did it, we wanted to basically do something completely different. We wanted to take a full hard rock band with a full rhythm and blues band with a full symphony and 18 lead singers. Basically the singers from the theatrical world, the opera world, the rock world, the blues world, the gospel world. And, Jason Flom just said, why? And I said, this way we could do anything we wanted. We'd have complete artistic freedom. And it sounded a little crazy, but luckily Atlantic Records wrote a blank check.
Wow.
And it's gotten more successful than we ever could have dreamed.
What did you write when they gave you the blank check? What did you put on it? I'm curious.
Oh, it's definitely
lots of money.
I think more than they had anticipated.
Well, I know it's been very popular, Paul, and I'm curious about the age group you usually see come out. I mean, I'm sure you're going to tell me it's all ages, but does it really resonate with people, let's say 15 to 20 years old, who are more used to modern pop radio? How do they take to it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of the promoters did a demographic breakdown last year, and he said, he actually gave me a call and said, Paul, the average age is 21.
21?
I said, 21? How could that be? And he goes, well, the 7, 8, 9-year-olds, can't style the people in their 60s, and the 9, 10, 11, 50s, and they all meet up at 21. And it's one of the cool things is when you see three teenagers with, eye studs, sitting right next to a guy in a tweed jacket who would be the English professor, and nobody feels uncomfortable, no one feels out of place. And that's one of the magical things about music. It's kind of, it can jump, backgrounds, economic classes, but it's really, really great when you jump to generational divides. And it's, Trans-Siberian is kind of like a Lord of the Rings movie where you'll basically see people from every background, and no one feels out of place.
That's the great thing. It kind of spans generations, if you will. The name Trans-Siberian, just curious, where'd that come from?
Oh, it's after we'd finished the first album, the Warner Brothers kept pressuring us for a name of the band, and we kept postponing. And then one night, it was like 6 in the morning, and we're in the studio working on another project, and I get a call from the head of marketing, and when they're calling you at 6 in the morning, something's wrong.
Uh-oh.
And the guy says, Paul, he goes, we need a name of the band. He goes, if you don't come up with one by 9 a.m., we're going to call it Billy and the Boingers, and you're going to have to live with it for the rest of your life. So it's, we're scrambling. It's late, we're tired, and we had been to Siberia in the 1980s, and for those of your listeners that have never been there, Siberia is incredibly beautiful, but it's also incredibly harsh and unforgiving. And the Trans-Siberian Railway is the only thing that people have in common that runs across it in relative safety.
There you go.
And life can be incredibly beautiful, but at times incredibly harsh and unforgiving. And music is this one thing we all have in common that runs across it in relative safety.
This answer is way deeper than we were ready for.
Yeah,
Paul.
that is amazing. I love that story. It's sure Trans-Siberian much better than Billy and the Boingers.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hey, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you guys in town December 29th.
Total our pleasure, and thank you, Evan. Thank you, Norma, and you guys have a great Thanksgiving.
Thanks,
right,
you too, Paul.
All right, bye-bye.
That was really hilarious. That's a great
That was
story.
a very deep answer, but that is a great story. What did he say? Billy and the Boingers?
Boingers, yeah.
Billy and the Boingers. So yeah, I think Trans-Siberian Orchestra has stuck a little bit better than
I
Billy
think
and the Boingers
so.
would.
Blue Cross Arena, December 29th. For more information, check out the website on your screen. Wow.
Well, let's get right to the top
Yeah, I
of the year. You're
love
excited.
this. This is one of the hottest tickets each winter, and December 27th, they will be at the Blue Cross Arena. It's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And joining us to talk about the TSO is the orchestra's producer, composer, and founder, Paul O'Neill. Hey, Paul.
Hi, Norma. It's good to hear your voice.
Oh, great to hear your voice, too. So this has become a tradition, Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming to Rochester. And as we ask each year, for people that don't know what TSO is all about, why don't you explain?
The person who I thought summarized it the best was someone who reviewed it a couple of years ago, said the only way to describe Trans-Siberian Orchestra is Phantom of the Opera meets The Who with Pink Floyd's Light Show. And for those of your viewers that have seen the show last year, this year the production is twice as big. We've actually doubled the size of the production and lowered the ticket price. And also, like last year, we were spending $1 million every 4 weeks on explosives. This year, we're spending $2 million every 4 weeks.
Oh, my goodness.
And also this year, we are doing songs from the upcoming Night Castle album, which should be out sometime during the summer in 2009. And for those of your listeners that would like to just get a taste of what it's going to be like, if you go to Amazon.com for the next week, you can download the song A Night Enchanted for free.
And Paul, can I just ask, because you mentioned ticket prices, this is an ignorant question, I apologize, but
no problem.
How much impact do performers have when it comes to setting the price of ticket prices? Is it them? Is it the arena? Is it the industry? How much can you step in and say ticket prices have got to be lower?
The band basically sets the ticket price, and ever since we started touring, we were determined to keep our tickets between 30 and 50. We never do Golden Circle, which is basically where they take the best 2,000 seats and add $1,000 or $2,000 to the face value. And they do it for a good reason. They're trying to keep the tickets away from the scalpers, who end up with 25 to 40% of your best 2,000 seats. But we've never done that just because it basically means that only corporations or the ultra-rich can afford your best seats. And I kind of like the fact that out of the box, the kid who delivers the newspaper or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett have an equal chance of getting the best seats. Yeah. Granted, Bill Gates or Warren Buffett could buy the kid Switzerland in exchange for seats, but if he wants to keep those tickets, they're his.
I love that, and I think your message resounds with a lot of people these days who are feeling like, you know what, I just don't have the money to live like the high rollers do, but I want to experience a little of the season. My father went and saw your show about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and my dad's an old Motown guy, and he loved your show. I mean, is that kind of what makes Trans-Siberian Orchestra so popular? Is that there's something for everyone in each one of the shows? I mean, even though there's a lot of pyrotechnics and the long rocker hair and all that, I mean, you've got a great sound that appeals to a lot of people.
It's one of the nice things about it. Actually, a couple of years ago, one of our promoters did a demographic breakdown. He said, your audience, Paul, is 51% female, 49% male, which is the exact breakdown of North America. You have every background, every economic class, from the ultra-poor to the ultra-rich. But here's the thing I loved. He goes, your average age is 21. I'm like, 21? How's that possible? Wow. He said, well, the 7-, 8-, 9-year-olds cancel out the 6-year-olds, and they all meet up in the middle. And when you jump any of the walls that people use to divide themselves, it feels good, but the generational wall feels the best. It's kind of like going to a Lord of the Rings movie where you just see people of all backgrounds, all ages, and they're there, and that's one of the magic of the arts, especially music.
Well, let's wrap up with this. We have about a minute left. Is it still just as fun for you guys, when you travel? You're doing so many different cities. Are you still enjoying it just like you used to?
Oh, we love it. It's a rush, especially because, every year, we increase the size of the production. And, just to see the look on the kids' faces when, they come, and especially if it's somebody who's never seen the show for the first time, and they're expecting to see a regular orchestra. And instead, and I can say this without going out on any kind of a limb, that it is by far the biggest rock production that has ever been taken out on the road, ever. And next year, we intend to make it even bigger.
I love it. Paul O'Neill, you rock, as the kids say. Thank you so much, and wish you the best of luck.
What do they do?
I don't
Evan,
know.
no, thank you.
Do they have to do some with
Follow
your hair?
the TSO. Yeah, there we go.
That's
a little better.
That's
Yeah,
like this.
I don't know. What we need is our executive producer who's up
How
in
do
the
you
booth
do it,
and
Mike?
it's killing him right now because there he is. He's gonna.
Like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, no, it's like this.
We got time. But get those hands up. Let's see it, DiGiorgio.
Get your hands up. Get your hands up. Yeah, boys.
We'll be right back with your headlines. Well, and it is just about that time of year, even though it feels good today, we're going to bring out the heavy winter coats. We put on some classic seasonal music, and of course the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, famous for their holiday concerts, and they are going back on tour.
Yeah, they're going to play Rochester's Blue Cross Arena on November 13th. Mark your calendars, November 13th, and they're releasing a new 2-CD set. Paul O'Neill is the founder of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and he joins us live. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, Holly. Good morning, Evan. Good to hear your voices again. How you been?
We're great, thanks. And I'm reading about Night Castle, the latest work here, that it's your most ambitious, adventurous work to date. Why is that?
It definitely was supposed to come out July 2005, and it just kind of got out of control and ended up, then actually, Guns N' Roses, released Chinese Democracy. We couldn't hide behind that, but it's 2 CDs. The first half's a rock opera. The second half is a regular album. It comes complete with a 68-page booklet illustrated by Greg Hildebrandt of Lord of the Rings fame. And, Warner Brothers, worked with us and is releasing it, across the nation. $10.99 for both CDs and the 68-page booklet with special packaging. And actually, Amazon.com is going to be releasing it, especially in the first week, the digital download, both CDs, the 68-page PDF, for less money than anyone would make in an hour at minimum wage in any of the states.
I was going to say, you guys talk a lot about in your information about this, about the price for consumers. I know you've thought a lot about that. I'm sure you hear from people who want to just download one song at a time on iTunes. They don't want to buy a CD. They don't want to buy a whole set. So I'm sure that was something you had in mind when you priced it, right?
Actually, originally it was mainly the economy, and the record came out so great. But what's the point of making a great record if people can't afford it easily? And Warner's just really worked with us, and we just, especially because it's a rock opera, we wanted everyone to get the story and the illustrations. And we wanted it to be completely painless. And again, if a kid is working in high school, in less than an hour, he can make more than enough money to download the entire album. And and the double CD with all the illustrations at $10.99, it's affordable. And the same with the concerts. The tickets are between $25 and $60. We don't do premium. We don't, even though we have by far the biggest rock show that has ever toured in history. And I think we spend more on pyro than all the other rock bands in the world combined.
We're looking at some of the video now, and we of course have enjoyed your work here in Rochester many times over the years. Any changes to the shows that you're doing? Anything that we ought to look for this time around?
Well, the whole second half, the band has been chomping at the bit. Basically, most of the second half of the show will be songs from Night Castle, and we have all kinds of new special effects that we've just got out of research and development, and every year we just try to take it to a new level, and this year, anyone who saw it last year, it's basically doubled in size again, and
wow.
We just can't wait to bring it out to the fans.
Yeah, and just looking from that video, it doesn't look like you hold back at all. Hey, thanks for your time this morning. We will look for you in November, and we're going to put information on the web in case people don't have tickets yet, but they want to get them now.
Again, Evan, Holly, great talking to you guys. You guys stay safe, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
You stay safe on stage with all those pyrotechnics. Now it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks,
Always
Paul.
good to catch up with you.
Our pleasure. Take care, Evan. Bye-bye.